This week, we are talking all about gifts, because what in the world do you buy someone who lives in a van and has probably sold everything they own or has given it away? And for most of us, we don't really hold too much value in the materialistic things. Most of the time, we're holding value in experiences and being able to live life, and that's why we're living in a van. So what do you get those people? This is our ultimate gift guide to van life. Welcome back to the Rangeless Travel Podcast. We're your favorite adventure travel hosts. I'm Britt, and this is Ryan. Together, we travel the world by plane, train, and 89 Ford Sportsmobile. Currently, we're traveling the U.S. in an old van with our two dogs, Layla and Cedar. Every Tuesday, we share stories and tips to inspire you to book that next trip. So go ahead and don't be shy. Follow along with us at Rangeless_ on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Let's dive in. All right, now we broke this into a couple different categories that we think would be helpful when you're trying to plan what you're giving that person in your life who lives in a van. Now, we have things on this for a very small budget, like all the way up to a large budget. So whatever it is you're looking to get, you're probably going to be able to find something on this list. And everything we have is either going to be linked on our Amazon storefront under Gift Guide Podcast, or we'll have like affiliate links for some of the things as well, and we're going to link as much of the stuff we can. So we broke it down into 4 major categories. So we did experiences, gift cards, memberships,
and then items themselves.
And then and then stuff.
Yeah. So we're going to start with experiences,
Yeah.
because most of us that live van life, we don't have any space for things like items or anything like that. And experiences is why a lot of people do van life. They want to experience the country, they want to travel, they want to see all these wonderful sights around the country or around the world, depending where they are. And some of these places, they have these really cool, unique experiences that you can, like, once you're there, the expensive part is getting there, and it's a bit expensive to like splurge on 1 or 2 things, but like once you're there, it's a lot easier to just go and do it, you know?
Yeah, and I know experiences in general, like probably maybe almost 10 years ago now, I made the New Year's resolution to spend more on experiences than on stuff.
Right.
So when you're giving the gift of an experience, there's lots of like different things. Like it's kind of personal. It's they get to go and they get to do something, and it's a memory. So you're helping to build that memory, whether you go on the experience and meet up with them or you send them to go and do it themselves. Yeah. It's both really special. Like I know right now we're in the desert in Arizona, and like every day we've been seeing hot air balloons go over. So you have to ask questions. Like you can't just go and start like buying a hot air balloon in Arizona, because you don't know if they're going to go to Arizona or not. So I think that could be the roadblock with gifting experiences is, as van lifers, most of us don't really have these hard block schedules for very long. Most of us are a little bit on the fly and then have general areas that we kind of go back to. Now, this goes for just people in general. I don't even think not exclusively for van lifers, but for the most part, people are going to tell you what they like. So just listen.
Yes.
And ask questions, and then shut up and listen to their answers. They will tell you what kind of experiences they want to have by like saying things like, "Oh, that looked so cool." Yeah. Like, "Oh, I was here and it looked so cool." And then talk to them and be like, "Hey."
For example, like don't get someone a hot air balloon ride who's afraid of heights.
Yeah, and I think that just goes in general. But like we were going up to Alaska. We went up to Alaska for the summer, right? So if you know that next summer they've been thinking about potentially going up to Alaska, like how cool would it be is if you got them a gift to go on one of a fishing trip, like when they're in Homer. Because if you're going to Alaska, you're going to go to Homer. Or we're going down to Baja right now, so like wouldn't that be so cool that, because most van lifers are going to Baja, I feel like either Baja or Joshua Tree for the winter, wouldn't it be so cool to give someone the gift of doing like a whale watching trip or like a surfing lesson or a snorkel excursion or something like that, so when they get there, they can have that experience. But you're gonna have to ask about where they're going to be, and then do your own research to figure out what's in that area, and then just knowing them because they're your loved one, your friend. So you should have a good idea of like
what they like, what their interests are.
Yeah. So I think experiences are like a 10 out of 10, and that includes like tickets to things, right? Like a show or something like that. If you're doing it far enough in advance, like let's say you get like, I don't know, Taylor Swift tickets. I don't think Taylor Swift's even is touring anymore in the US. I don't know. But like, let's say you get Taylor Swift tickets for like 6 months out. They'll just plan to go and be there in 6 months, right? So it's just listening to them and getting those things that.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to do. I find that I appreciate more an experience than an item.
Yeah, because where are we putting it?
Yeah.
Like you buy them stuff, right? Like there's nowhere to keep it. Trust me, they don't have anywhere to put anything except the exact things they want, and there's like no extra room.
Yeah, but speaking of items, because we've been talking about items, here's some things that we think could apply to most van lifers. It's not going to apply to everyone. They might already have some of these things. They might not have any.
Ask.
Exactly, yeah. But one thing that I've been looking at, eyeing now, because it's winter time and it gets really cold at night, has been a battery-powered heated blanket.
Yeah, we've been looking at them. We've been looking at ones in Walmart. We've been looking on Amazon.
Specifically ones that charge by USB.
Yeah. That's
what I think, because you can put it down, you can lay on top of it when you're sleeping, it can pre-warm the bed. It gets really cold in winter at nighttime, and you don't want to be running all your heaters or your propane or whatever all night because that's wasteful. And I think that would be
and the ones that plug into the wall, it just draw too much power.
Yeah, because you have to run your inverter all night then.
Yeah, so that doesn't work because most van lifers. Well, I mean, if you have someone in your life who lives in a van and they're going from campsite to campsite, or maybe they just live in an RV and they are at a campsite and they're hooked up, then a normal plug-in-the-wall one is great. But if they don't, you definitely don't want to get them one that plugs into the wall because they will not use it. It will go straight to the Goodwill bin. But if you get one that either is like rechargeable and USB, that's going to be a nice thing on chilly evenings or even in chilly mornings.
Another thing that we think is really, really good is a good reusable water bottle.
Yeah.
Like these. These are Klean canteens that we use.
Love Klean Kanteen.
We do.
And Klean canteens, I feel like they're just like an all-around good water bottle. Like it has the top, it's covered, it has a metal straw inside. Like they have lots of different sizes, lots of different ones. They're great. I love Klean Kanteen. We actually have a affiliate code right now, and there's 40% off, like some of they're phasing out colors and different things like that. So I'll link that down below because I literally saw this bottle in light purple and light blue, $26. And I was like, are you serious? I was looking at it, I was like, do I order another one? And then I was like, I don't need another one. But yeah, so they have them on sale right now. I definitely highly recommend checking out the link down below and checking out Klean Kanteens. I have a bunch of other ones too, but a good water bottle it's
key, really, because if you're camped up in a campsite, you're going to want to refill it. You're going to want to put ice in it, whatever you can. But where it really comes in clutch is when you're driving somewhere and you're stopping in all these gas stations and all of this, and you're getting the fountain drinks and all of that. It's cheaper, first of all, to bring your own bottle in a lot of places than it is to use the refill, like the disposable cups. And we're van lifers, so most van lifers are really eco-conscious and they don't want to be using single-use plastic.
Yeah. Plus, where do we now have to drive around with the single-use plastic because we don't just have like a trash can outside of our home that we can put it in. So like the less trash, the better, because then we're not looking for a trash can. But also because the insulated ones, I specifically like because I'll go and fill it up with ice, like all the way up with ice. And then even sometimes just get water. And a lot of times if you're just filling it up with like ice water, it will only be like 50 cents, 30 cents when you go to the gas station and do that.
Depending on the gas station.
Depending on the gas station, sometimes I've been in and they don't charge me anything at all. You know, fancy.
I've always been charged.
Well, not me. So you just fill it up and you go. It's usually like change, but then you have ice for like multiple refills.
Yes.
And it's really luxurious to have ice water.
Because that's one thing that most people in vans don't have as a way of making ice or any like usable amount of ice. We have a tiny little ice maker that's
Yeah.
built into our fridge, but it's
ice is a luxury, is what
it's
we're
a
saying. So a
luxury.
double, like, wall insulated water bottle
Yeah.
is nice.
Don't buy someone an ice maker though. There's no room for it.
Yeah, there's no room. Please don't. But if you do have room for that in your rig, we're super jealous because we've talked about it. We're like, in our next rig, we're going to build it out. We're putting in a nugget ice.
Yes, but speaking of refilling these, one thing we also really like is we have a 5-gallon collapsible water jug. Basically, it's a dispenser that we can refill at the filtered water stations that are dotted around the US. And we keep it in the back of the van for extra water so that we can refill our Klean canteens up and we can drink from it, the dogs can drink from it, and we can stay out camping a lot longer than we would if we didn't have it.
Yeah, it's really nice. And also it's nice because if we're not using it, maybe we just don't need it, we're in cities or whatever, it folds down and it can be shoved in a really small spot. And we call it the ice cube because it looks like
a giant ice cube.
A giant ice cube. And I was in Walmart, like, filling it up. The first time I ever went in and filled it up. And the woman was like, "What is that? It looks like a giant ice cube." She didn't know what it was. So ever since, we just called it the ice cube. But it's a really good thing to have. A lot of the people that we know in van life have them.
Yeah.
So see if they might already have one. But if not, and like water is something in conversation that maybe you talk to them and they're like, "Yeah, I'm always running out of water." That would be
that's a good idea.
a good gift for someone who's always running out of water in their van life, or someone who likes to go out into really remote places for long periods of time, because that extra 5 gallons can be like a week in a spot, especially if it's just one person.
Yeah. Now, speaking of vans, like our van right behind us, this one doesn't particularly apply to our van, but most vans that are on the road now, it will apply to. Anything after 1994 has an OBD2 reader that they can scan all the codes to see what's wrong with the engine, whatever's wrong with it. You just plug in these little readers. They're not expensive. You can get them anywhere on the internet.
They have them on Amazon, I think.
They got them on Amazon.
I'll put it in our Amazon.
Yeah.
Little shop.
And it will tell you anything that's wrong with the engine or the computer or any of the electronics or things like that. It will tell you the fault codes. You can Google it, figure out what's wrong. It saves you having to drive all the way to mechanic or pay expensive diagnostic fees. I have one and I love it because it saves me a bunch of time trying to troubleshoot problems and things like that. It's really useful. Again, someone might already have it, but if they don't, an OBD2 code scanner is a really good idea for someone who lives out of their vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, speaking more on reliability issues and things that might go wrong, and tools, yes. They sell, like, NoCo is a brand that I use. It's a battery charger, so you can jumpstart your vehicle.
Oh yeah,
it's
those
a little
are good.
Portable battery pack, and it's literally a huge battery in a package with 2 clamp-on leads. They come in a pretty small package, and they're USB rechargeable. They can charge off the cigarette lighter. They can do all of the things, and it can save you basically. Yeah, it's saved. It hasn't saved us, but we've used it to save other people who have been stuck. And it's just that peace of mind, you know, because like a simple dead battery, it's so easy to happen. You can accidentally leave your lights on. Depending on how their electricity's set up, their stuff that they're using in the back could be draining their starter battery.
Yeah, and they could be doing that without even realizing it.
Yes.
So if you're out parked for a long period of time without starting the van up, it can very easily go to start it and like drive on out, and you have no supplies left because you planned on driving out that day, and then all of a sudden you try to start your van and it's not turning over. And you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have something that can give you a jump, so you don't have to cross your fingers that someone's going to pass through at some point.
Now, another thing that you mentioned before was a day pack.
Oh yeah. So a lot of, not everyone in van life is also like, I love hiking, but a lot of people in van life really enjoy the outdoors. And if they don't already have one, like a really high quality, nice day pack is 10 out of 10. Now, we have like backpacks for different things and different activities, and they're pretty much packed like all the time. And I've talked to other van lifers who also have this like pre-packed backpack system, because it just makes it easier when you pull up somewhere to like already have like the basic things. So like I know like we have a shower backpack, like we both have a shower backpack, and we just keep all of our shower stuff in the backpack. Super common for van lifers. Also, we each have a day pack, and we keep, you know, just the bare necessities of what we take out for like a day pack hike, maybe like 3, 5, 6 miles, right? So it will just have like sunscreen, a little basic first aid kit, and basically that's it.
And they also have the water bladders.
They do have the water.
We have our fancy. We got them on a big sale, but
yeah, we have Ospreys. Love Osprey bags. They have a lifetime warranty. So if you're looking to splurge a little bit on someone and get them like a really fancy day pack, Osprey has amazing options. But they're all different options. They're all different ranges. But definitely like an outdoors day pack.
Yes.
Could be a great
addition to.
Great addition. And if they already have one, look into things that they may need to go with that, like bladders or like electrolytes.
Even like a little hiking first aid kit.
Yeah, little first aid kits are always good because you always need like some little things, and you just keep it in there. So some things you may want to like just keep in the backpack could also be a good gift. But I think that goes with my items in general is I love gifting elevated or luxurious staples.
Right.
So like everyday things that you may use, or you know this person in your life uses. So maybe you talk to your friend and you're like, and they were talking about hiking, right? And you're like, oh, like what day pack do you use? And they're going to tell you, they're now going to be like, oh, I hate my day pack, but this is what I have, but I really want this one.
Right.
Or they're going to say, oh, I love my day pack. This is the day pack I use. And then you just build that conversation out. So now some elevated luxuries might be like some nice electrolytes, like whether it's like liquid IV or Cure or whatever the electrolyte is, you know, some electrolytes to go in there. Little like hiking snacks and like running snacks can be really expensive. So like stingers, or like they're like little like waffle things, or like running goos or hiking gels, or maybe their favorite thing is nerd clusters to when they go on a hike. So like honestly, like things like that can be really good gifts.
Right.
And you write like in your little note to them, be like, hey, you know, I like really hope you go on an amazing hike one day. Here's like some hiking essentials to energize you on your hike. And it's like electrolytes, like a water bladder, and a bag of like a bag of nerd clusters,
and some
like
blister band-aids.
And blister band-aids. Like I would freaking love that gift. Or like some darn tough socks. Like I would love that. That sounds like a 10 out of 10 gift.
Absolutely.
And I think van lifers appreciate those kinds of gifts, because as people who were like, we have pared down our lives to like such a minimal level, like those basic things that if someone listens to us and they're like, oh my God, you listened to how I'm high in my hiking era, and that's like my goal is to go on more hikes, and you got me like electrolytes and my favorite snacks and like a pair of socks, like that's incredible.
Right.
Like that's such a good gift. And I think across boards, van lifers love things like that. Like when it's just like, these are things I know you're going to use. And they're not just going to take up space. Like you're going to take the electrolytes, you're going to eat your candy, maybe right away, maybe on a hike, and you're going to wear a pair of like really good hiking socks. Like amazing.
If it's me, they might not even make it to the hike, to be honest with you.
They definitely wouldn't.
Another thing that I really like, and that you're kind of iffy about, but I really do like them, is air tags.
Yeah.
I love them. I keep them on everything.
We have 8.
Yeah, we have 8
air tags. It's not that I'm iffy. It's that I'm like, we have enough air tags.
Well, I have them on both sets of keys. We got the van, we got the bike. I keep one hidden in the van. I keep
all of our backpacks, like all of our bags.
All of our backpacks, individual backpacks have them, and yeah, like our bum bags have them, things like that. It's just so that because you're moving so much and you're moving so much stuff, and there's things in and out of the van and all the time. It's really hard to keep track of things. And it's not like, oh, it will turn up, because it might not. So like, you need to know
where all your things are. And then we have them in the bike and stuff, because like if someone were, God forbid, to like steal our motorbike, we'll be able to find you. Yeah. So don't even think about it, because we'll find you, because we have air tags, and it's hidden.
And then Layla will be so upset with you.
Why?
If they stole our bike.
Why would Layla be upset?
Because I'm going to sick her on them. Layla's blind. She's not sicking on nobody. But
no, she will. She'll find you. She's a ride or die. Layla's a ride or die.
Another thing that's really good for people with van life and not related to people stealing your bike is
Unrelated, next topic.
a really good knife.
Yeah.
Like a good camping knife, a folding blade or a fixed blade. There's a million uses for a good knife, and I'm always finding a new use for a knife. And just yesterday I insulated all of our pipes on our van because it's getting really cold, and I use nothing but a knife to do that. So.
But also with that is a lot of van lifers I feel like don't have them, but like some sort of little hatchet. Like we have one and we use it all the time because it's really helpful when you pull up to a campsite and you have a little hatchet to like chop some wood to build a fire and different things like that. So I think that could also, like if they already have a good knife, see if they have a little hatchet, because hatchets are fun.
And they're very useful.
Yeah.
And then speaking of making fires and campfires and being out in the dark in the night, a good flashlight.
Yeah, we have a really good flashlight.
It's not so much a flashlight as, well, we have several flashlights, but it's not so much a flashlight, the one we're talking about, as it's like a magnetic work lamp.
Yeah,
it's like a floodlight.
The magnet is, well, it's rechargeable. Do a rechargeable one so you're not having to fumble with batteries and stuff all the time. But the magnetic on the bottom, they make flashlights that are also magnetic on the bottom. But the magnetic rechargeable light source, like in general, 10 out of 10 amazing, because you can, when you like get out of the van at night, you can stick it on the side
of the van,
and now your hand's free. So like we're taking the dogs out at night, or like I'm just a little scared of the dark sometimes.
Or you're just hanging out outside your van in the evening and it starts to get dark. You could put a flashlight out or a floodlight out there stuck on the side of the van, and now you can stay out for another couple hours.
Ours is great. Ours is from Harbor Freight, and it was what, like $30?
I think it was $30.
Yeah, so good. Well, I'll insert a picture of it, but like so good. Highly recommend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find something comparable on Amazon, but if I do,
we'll let you know.
You'll see it in our Amazon storefront in the link down below. Now, once the light's on, what's going to happen is the bugs are going to come in. So you're going to need something to get the bugs away, because no one enjoys being outside getting eaten alive by bugs.
No.
So we have a thermocell.
We do.
Now, specifically the backpacker one.
Yes.
Because everything in it fits in one little bag, plus the propane. Or the butane. It's butane.
It's butane.
Yeah. So it all fits in like one little satchel, then there's a butane.
And then you screw it onto the little butane tank, and it screws right on top, and it'll sit there on that. It works really well. We haven't noticed, like, the one thing I really don't like about like the sprays and the wipes for the bugs is the smell. Well,
not only just the smell. Being in van life, right? We don't like get to shower every single day. So it's not that we don't get to, like, we shower regularly, but it's not always as thorough as a shower, and it's not like you have to plan them out, right? So if we're covered in bug spray, there's no just like, oh, well, I'll just take a quick rinse inside.
Yeah, and then you're going to bed and you're sleeping in it,
so
and it's just not.
So then it just gets everywhere, and you feel that residue all over you, and I don't like it.
It gives me headaches, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just like not the best, but we found the thermocell works really well. We actually got it up in Watson Lake in the Yukon because the bugs were so bad, and we were headed towards Alaska for the summertime, and everyone's like, the mosquitoes are the worst. The mosquitoes are the worst.
Honestly, though, Alaska wasn't that terrible.
It wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, but the few times it was, the thermocell, honestly, was like a lifesaver. Like, I mean, we'd be outside covered in bugs. We got the thermocell. It takes a little bit to like warm up, but within like 20 minutes, we were like, wait,
we're not getting bitten
anymore. Is anyone getting bitten anymore? And everyone's like, no.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
It was really good.
It's really a good one. The thermocell backpacker. Look for the backpacker one because it's far superior. It's far superior.
It's much smaller than all the other ones. The only thing with the thermocell is you do have to get the replacement little like pads that slide in.
Yeah, but they're easy to find. They're easy to order.
And they're not too expensive, and they last quite a long time. We've only gone through one of them so far, I think.
Yeah.
And we've used it multiple different days and multiple for hours, and it's been fine.
And it's been great. So I highly recommend in the backpacker version.
Yes. Another thing that, not looking at mosquitoes, but other things that are out in the wild, and I found that it was really, really good in...
Bear spray?
No,
But bear spray would be a good gift.
Probably a good
if someone got me bear spray, I'd be like, yeah.
It's expensive. It's like $50 a can.
It can be. Costco usually has really good deals on bear spray. It's the best place I find, but not all Costcos have bear spray. But if you're in an area where it does, Costco is your best bear spray.
And bear spray you can bring across the Canadian border. You
Yeah.
can't bring anything like pepper spray or mace or
No.
anything like that.
And if it works on a bear, I'm sure it'd work on a man. Because...
Probably. But I was talking about binoculars.
Oh, yeah, so you can look at the bear.
Yeah, so you can see the bear before
From far away.
Before you get, yeah. That way you don't have to get too close enough to use bear spray.
Ryan was talking about getting binoculars for probably like months, and I was teasing him. I was like, you nerd, you love looking at things from far away. Because he does.
I do.
And I was like, where are we going to put the binoculars? We don't need binoculars. We got a monocular.
Yeah,
also,
just the one.
Yeah, just the one. Also great. And
it's half the size. Less than half the size. And
I steal it all the time, so I really had to eat my words there, and I'm sorry for teasing you.
And plus, you get to feel like a pirate, because you're like, looking through one eye
I
at
take
the
back
horizon.
my apology.
You take it back?
Yeah, after it's fine. You get to be a pirate.
Who doesn't want to be a pirate?
I don't know.
Just me, I guess.
It just got real awkward. I'm like, excuse me, I do not want to be a pirate. No, well, the problem was none of the jokes that were coming to my mind were appropriate for the internet, so I just had to stay quiet.
Gotcha. Another thing that I have and you don't have, but you...
That's rude.
Yeah.
One thing I have and you don't have. Is it going to go in my stocking this year the way you said that?
Not now.
Well then. One thing I have and you... What's one thing you have and I don't have, Ryan?
It's a Kindle.
Oh, yeah. He does have a Kindle.
And you have an iPad that I put all the books on for you.
Yeah, you do. I didn't know where you were going with it. All I heard is, one thing I have and you don't have. I'm like, that's super rude.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a Kindle. I don't have a Kindle. I have an iPad, which also works. I just have a couple different reading apps, and I read the books in there, and Ryan gets me all the books.
Yeah.
And you have a Kindle, but the battery life on your Kindle is
battery life on the Kindle lasts a very
But
long
like,
time.
what a good gift. Because again, if the person in your life that lives in a van likes to read, there's nowhere for books. And I get really attached to my books, so like after I read them, I don't want to drop them off in the Goodwill.
It's a fight every time.
Yeah, I don't want to drop them off in the leave one, take one libraries. Every once in a while I will, but like, I like to keep them. But when I have them on, like, digitally, it was a little bit of a learning curve for me. It was hard to switch me over to the digital.
It's more of a tactile thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I love it, and I've been like flying through books. So what a good gift for someone that doesn't have space because they're in a van to have all of these books is a Kindle. So good. Or if they have an iPad and they read on their iPad, some digital books.
Yeah, gift cards to get books
Yeah.
off of wherever they want to get their books from. It doesn't have to be Amazon. I'm not particularly loyal to Kindles.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of other
e-readers
out there.
Right now there's a purse Kindle. It's not actually a Kindle, but it's like a tiny little one that's going viral on TikTok. And I don't know if I necessarily would want that because it's like very small, but it's basically like a screened MP3 player is what it kind of looks like.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily want that, but it looked cool. People on the internet, on the TikTok have been
Okay.
I've been talking about. I don't want that. Don't get it. Don't get that.
I won't. I'm not going to. And then for any of the things that like don't have recharge, we preach rechargeable everything.
Yeah.
We want everything plugged into USB-C. We want everything to be able to charge from the same charger and just plug it in and don't worry about it. And
it just makes life easier.
It makes life so much easier, so you don't have to worry about like a million different cables for all these different things.
Yeah, or like batteries, like fumbling with batteries.
Yes. And just keeping batteries, and the batteries are expensive. You have to buy them all the time and things like that. No. But for some things you just can't get with the USB-C rechargeable, and they just don't come with it. And typically it's cheaper things that just don't have it built in. But for those, we use pale blue rechargeable.
Oh, when we do need batteries. Okay, I didn't know where you're going with this either. But yeah, rechargeable batteries is a great gift because there's always going to be some random things like bits and bobs that are going to need batteries. Is the bee still by me?
Dive bombed by a bee. I don't think so. I think he flew away.
Oh my God, he was a suicide. Yeah. Whew. That scared me. It was right by my face. I saw him. We made eye contact. I saw his legs go up. He didn't mean to get so close to me, but batteries.
Yeah, I like the Pale Blue brand.
They're rechargeable batteries.
They
Fantastic.
recharge by USB-C, and you can recharge all 5 of them just by plugging them in, and it's, or 4 of them.
Because there's always going to be like those random things, and I'd recommend either AA or AAA, because sometimes there's just things that take batteries, and it's nice to have some that are rechargeable.
Yes. Absolutely.
And you can keep using them.
And that's the end of our items list.
Yeah, I can't think of any other items except like just talk to the person that you're buying the gift for, because there may be something specific that they're looking for. Like there's always things on your list, right? That like are like things that you want, and unless like it's very specific.
Right. I know I struggle with like there's something that I might need or want, and it's like, it's just a little bit too much for me to just go out and buy it for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like a splurge.
Yeah.
Like,
so like talk to them. Like some of the things that may come up is like a really good pair of like slip-on, slip-off shoes, because you're in and out of the van all the time. But I would recommend not just going and buying whatever you think they're gonna like, but talk to them. Be like, hey, I was thinking about, do you have a good pair of like camp shoes, like shoes to wear around camp when you're in the van, like parked up? Like I was thinking, if you didn't have a really good pair of like slide-on ones, there's ones from like Teva that people really like. There's ones from North Face that people really like. A lot of people like Birkenstocks. You know, you can name drop a few different ones, but there's also like, they don't have to be a name brand. Like they'd be like, yeah, I saw a pair at Walmart that looked really good. I thought you might be interested in them, but I didn't want to just buy you another pair of shoes in case you already have a pair or don't need them, right? Most people that are living this lifestyle are adults, so like we're not thinking it's not going to ruin the surprise. We would rather just have the conversation about it.
Absolutely. But in terms of memberships and subscriptions now, this is like a really useful area, because like
I would recommend, if you have someone that lives in a van that you're buying gifts for, membership subscriptions is like a top
good
tier.
way to go.
Yeah, because you don't have to really like
store anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some big ones for Vanlifers that I think would be really good would be Airbnb.
Yes.
Hear me out. Airbnb is a great one for multiple reasons. And I've heard people be like, why would you give them an Airbnb gift card? They live in their van. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. There's living in a van, awesome, 10 out of 10, 90% of the time. The other 10% of the time, not so cool. Like when you're sick. You know what's really not cool? Being sick in the van when you don't have everything at your fingertips. Like you're sick and you don't feel good, and you don't have unlimited water, and you don't have an unlimited flush toilet, and you don't have a bathtub you can sit in to like, or a really hot shower that you can just like literally lay in the shower and let the steam like open up your sinuses. You know what's really nice? An Airbnb to be able to like check in when you start not feeling well, and being able to like recoup for a couple days in there after like a cold or like a stomach bug. Like a stomach bug in the van is not fun. A stomach bug is not fun, but it's not like that big of a deal. Like it just happens, but a stomach bug in the van is not fun. You know what else is nice with an Airbnb? Like, because not everyone gets sick all the time. I just tend to get sick, so like I think about these things. Yeah, so I'm just projecting. But also for nothing more than just resets. Most people we know that live in a van occasionally will do like massive resets, and being able to book an Airbnb that you can pull in and like do like 15 loads of laundry, take all your stuff out of your van, charge all your batteries up,
run the dishwasher
for all the dishes and pots and pans you have. Last time we stayed, we took our cast irons out and like re-seasoned our cast irons in an oven. Just spread out. Again, take a bath. I'm obviously a bath kind of gal.
Yeah,
you know?
and just like doing a full reset, like being able to take everything out, reorganize, and put back in the way you actually want to, so it's more efficient.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to give someone the gift of being able to have a reset or like a sicky day in an Airbnb. So like, what a good gift to give them an Airbnb gift card.
Yeah,
or,
absolutely.
Yeah. Wait, were we talking about gift cards or memberships?
We were saying memberships and gift
And
cards.
then I immediately,
Oh yeah, you jumped into.
I just got real excited about Airbnb and I totally skipped memberships. But memberships, we'll backtrack. Memberships. Let's go back to, or maybe should we just talk about gift cards?
Just keep going with the gift cards.
Okay,
For right this second.
we'll come back to memberships. We're going to talk about gift cards because gift cards, I think, like number one.
Yeah.
Gift.
Because then they can tailor it to what exactly
To whatever
what they
it is.
want.
Yeah, and they don't, and gift cards don't have to be like to Macy's. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to be like to go get clothes. Like,
Get it for REI.
yeah, don't get it for Macy's, get it for REI. Like, so, or like Dick's Sporting Goods, Bass Pro
Yeah.
Shop, great because we're allowed to camp there overnight. So a lot of times,
Yeah. Like
we,
at Cabela's or Bass Pro.
Yeah, like
we'll
we
end up going in and browsing and
like
getting
we go,
something cool. Out of
yeah,
it.
like something cool or something like outdoors or like I got my hiking sneakers there. Like that was really
I
good.
just picked up a fly fishing setup, so.
So like that was really good. So like a gift card to some like an outdoors type shop, gas gift card, like a gas station that you know is like super national, like a what's a super like national
Like a
Shell,
Shell.
like a Shell gift card. Oh my gosh, 10 out of 10. Do you know how much gas is? It's our number one expense.
Yeah.
Anyone that wants to give us a Shell gift card, chef's kiss.
Absolutely.
I'll give you a kiss on the face
On
for
the
a Shell.
cheek. On the cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't say on the mouth. I
Okay,
said on the
good,
face.
good.
They could fill in whatever they want, but it depends on how much that gift card's for.
Depends on how much the gift card is. I might kiss them on the mouth.
Yeah, if it's a real good gift card, Ryan will kiss you on the mouth. I think like $20. For a $20 Shell gift card, Ryan's giving out kisses.
$20 is $20, man.
Yeah, but like a gas gift card, that's everyone's number one expense when they're living in the van for the most part. So like there's no one that's gonna be like, oh, I hate this gas gift card. No, they're gonna love it.
They're gonna love it.
What else is a good gift card? You know what's a good one? Panera. Paneras tend to be like
Oh,
all
yeah.
over, and most Paneras, if they're not in like a city center, actually the only Paneras that don't let me stay all day is in New York City, and they have time limits, but like whatever. Most Paneras let you sit in there like all day.
They usually have good Wi-Fi, and a lot of times they have refill on the drinks, right?
Yeah. So like if you get a drink and stuff, you can refill it up, so you can sit there for a while, get lunch.
Get some work done.
They have outlets all over the place, so you can plug in and have a work day from Panera. 10 out of 10. Panera gift card, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
And then one thing that's like, it's definitely on the more expensive side of things, but like depending on the person and what they're into, but like a ski pass.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't have to be
But
like
that's a membership, no?
It doesn't have to, yeah, but you could get them a weekend ski pass. You could get them a week
like
long.
lift tickets.
You could, yeah, lift tickets, whatever.
Yeah.
I know that the big passes are really expensive now. It's like getting really hard to,
Which is crazy.
yeah. It's
But like, yeah, so like lift tickets or something for like a day of skiing, if you know that they're into that,
yeah.
that could be a really good pass. That's like an experience, I feel like.
Or another thing, if you know they're really into like fishing and they're planning on being in a certain state for a very long time, getting them a fishing license.
That would be a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Getting them a
fishing
fishing
license? Oh,
license.
that'd be so good.
Yeah, for the state that they're planning on going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it for like gift card. That wasn't even really a gift card, but like,
But also going back to gift cards because I have more. Like a Walmart gift card. Walmarts are everywhere. We park
Everyone
at
loves
Walmarts
to
a
park
lot.
there, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like they could get anything they need. Like you
Yeah.
could get groceries, you can get whatever. So
you
like
get your new tires.
you get new tires, yeah, you can get an oil change, you
Yeah.
can get anything from a
Yeah.
Walmart. So like that's kind of would be a good one too if you're maybe you don't really have any idea and maybe you don't like chat to them that much, but you'd still like to
Yeah,
send them something.
We're not the biggest.
I don't love Walmart.
No.
Walmart, I don't love Walmart. I love the convenience.
of it. Yeah.
I'm
I
not,
like that they allow us to park overnight in a lot of locations.
Yeah.
That's really nice, and I will spend my money there because of that.
You know what else? Since we're talking about parking overnight, Crackle Barrel gift card.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what? A lot of us park in Crackle Barrels overnight because not all, but most Crackle Barrels, I think it's safe to say, allow like RV or camper overnight parking.
Yes,
so
they
a
do.
lot of us end up in Crackle Barrel parking lots.
Yeah.
So it would be super nice to be like, oh wait,
Let's
you
go in
know,
there.
someone gave us a gift card to Crackle Barrel. We should go in and get breakfast. Or like after a long day of driving, because that's the thing, right? We're not sleeping in Crackle Barrels in Walmarts
because we want to.
because we wanted to. Usually those those like night parkings happen after like really long day of driving. So
Yeah.
typically after a long day of driving, I really don't feel like doing the like cooking, doing the dishes, like doing all the things. So like to give the gift of getting able to, because that's what the Crackle Barrel is. It's not really the gift of Crackle Barrel, right? It's the gift of when you have a big drive day to not have to do the dishes, to not have to cook, to be able to pull into the Crackle Barrel for the evening or for the night and either just grab something really quick that night or to wake up in the morning and not have to do dishes before you get out on the road.
Yeah.
And just to be able to like breathe for a moment.
That's definitely a
That's
good
like
idea.
a huge, So anywhere that they allow like overnight parking like that is a good spot to get a gift card too.
Yeah, I think that's it for gift cards that we can think of right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gift cards. You got whatever they like, you know?
Yeah, whatever they tend to use.
Whatever they're, and then like even like you said, the Kindle before, like a gift card to get like digital books from whatever digital book company it is, you know?
Absolutely. Then for like membership/subscriptions.
Yeah, we'll go back to that.
We're going back. We're
I
circling
got so
back.
excited.
You got very excited. A national parks pass.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be for everyone. It's going to be for the more outdoorsy type of people, especially if they're out west where all of the national parks tend to be.
The national park pass in general is like a 10 out of 10 thing because a lot of national parks to go into, it'll be like $30 to go in for the day. But the national parks pass is $80 for the year and you get unlimited national parks. Now it doesn't include like staying overnight at the campgrounds because a lot of national parks do have paid campgrounds in them and things like that, but you can enter for free. You can enter for free. You can do the hikes.
And multiple people can go in on one vehicle in one.
Yeah, so you can load up your vehicle.
So we only need one for both of us. Yeah, which is fantastic. We've gotten multiple times the value of it out of it this year alone.
Yeah, we love national parks.
We really love it. Yeah.
Plus, it supports our park services.
And we know we need to do that.
We want to support our park services.
Absolutely. Another one is Costco.
Now, Costco membership. They got the good gas.
Yeah, they got the good gas.
They
That's
got
right.
the good gas prices.
The prices are unbeatable, really, at Costco. It's not going to be their stop-all shop to buy everything they want for the van. It's going to be to pick up staples like in a bigger bulk. And get hot dogs.
I was going to say, we go to Costco for hot dogs.
Yeah.
$1.50 hot dog and fountain drink.
Yeah. So like, you might not, if you already have a Costco membership, you might not even have to buy anything. You just add them as a member on your
and
plan.
if they're already, and if you have room to add someone else on as a member, they don't have to be with you to actually get the card. If you already have a membership, you can tell them that you want to add someone onto your membership and you put their name down and then they can go into any Costco and give your name and their name and it will come up in the system and they can get their card there. So you don't have to worry about trying to mail them anything, which is good, yeah.
Yeah, no, Costco is great.
Costco. Also, rotisserie chickens, fantastic.
Wonderful, yeah. And the free samples.
And the free samples.
We go on Costco dates all the time. We just go get some free samples, pick up some things.
And a hot dog.
Get a hot dog and a soda, and what a great day.
Yeah. We live in...
Fantastic.
That's our days in the city.
Yeah, and we come out with like a 35-pound bag of
dog food.
Of dog food.
Yeah. The dogs love it.
Yeah.
What other memberships? Oh, Harvest Host is a good one.
It is. We've used Harvest Host multiple times now, and it can be hit or miss.
It can be.
If you're, okay, we're out in the West now. We're in Arizona. There's an abundance of public lands and state lands and all of these places that you can camp for absolutely free. And we're not stressed about finding a place to stop.
Yeah, it's easy.
But if you're not in the West and you're in
the
more of the East or like all the way out in the Pacific, it can be more difficult to find places where to stay. And that's when Harvest Host really comes in clutch. Yeah. We used it multiple times on our way over here from the East Coast. It really saved us multiple times. Yeah,
we also used it up in Alaska, like when we were in the city area.
One time we were starting to break down. We were in the process of breaking down over multiple days, and we needed somewhere to stopped for a night or two just so we could order parts in and get things ready. And yeah,
and Harvest Host came in clutch.
Yeah.
And they also have like cool staying experiences. So you can stay at, we've stayed at really cool breweries.
Yeah.
We stayed at an alpaca farm. Like you can stay these really cool spots. So it's almost like a stay experience if that's what you're looking for. And it adds to the adventure and adds to the journey. So a Harvest Host membership is really good.
They also offer the Boondockers Welcome as part of that in the premium package, where you can like stay at other RVers' houses, and they allow you to pull in. They might have a hookup, they might have water, and you can just pull in there.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful sometimes, especially if you're in the less like dense area of public lands where you're not able to find places to just
Another membership that's really a good gift is AAA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like the gift of like peace of mind.
Peace of mind, yeah.
Yeah.
And AAA, I mean, they won't come and get us out here, but if we're on a road and we break down, which is where most of the breakdowns happen,
They'll come get you.
They'll get you.
Or if like something goes wrong or you burst a tire or something.
Yeah,
and,
you run out of gas.
You run out of gas. Yeah, I think you get like, depending on your plan, you get up to like something like $20 a year of gas.
Yeah.
Included in your plan.
And another thing that our friend told us, we haven't used it yet, but we are, fingers crossed we never have to, but our friend told us her vehicle broke down and it needed a lot of work. So she was stuck for multiple days in a place, and her van was in the shop and they didn't want to let her stay in the van. So she used AAA's hotel coverage.
Yeah.
Where they allow, depending on the package, up to $1,500 of hotel expenses for trip interruptions.
So again, it depends on your AAA plan, but there are different reimbursement options. There are different coverages. So definitely read the fine print in the different plans for which one you think would be the best. But there's a lot of benefits that come with AAA. So if you're using it, it's good. It's good.
Absolutely.
It's good.
And then like finally, one that we don't have, and I don't know if we're gonna get it ever, but KOA membership.
Yeah, there's KOA membership. There's also like Sam Goody. There's also Good Sam. Yeah, that's what it is.
We're not really like campground people because we're set up to be off grid. Like we don't really need anything.
No, but depending on how the person in your life travels, maybe that's something that they would like. Yeah. Maybe that'd be something that's good for them. And then I think the last one, and I don't know exactly how it would work, but like if you were thinking about things and you were kind of coming up short, like a membership to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitnesses are like the showers that most van lifers look for.
Yeah. The only thing is with that is that you are putting their membership on your like account then, or like not on your account, but you're the one responsible for their membership then, and then.
So you're gonna have to
something only for like a really close friend or family or something.
Yeah,
like
you'd have to figure that one out. But it depends on
on the person, yeah. But yeah, we use Planet Fitness all the time.
If you had one, sorry to cut you off, but I'm not really that sorry. If you have one gift like idea for a van lifer, like what do you think the best one would be? What would be your idea as the best gift for a van lifer?
Honestly, I think a road atlas, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
That wasn't even on your items list.
It wasn't, because I don't think it's cheap. You can get a road atlas for like $20-$30. They're not that expensive. Your phone can die.
Yeah.
If you don't have Starlink, you might
can be in places that don't have any.
Your house battery could die. And you could be like lost or whatever. I don't know. But
we have one.
We have one. We rarely ever use it, but it's
never
nice.
Used it.
I've used it.
Oh.
I've looked at it.
I've never used it.
I've never needed it in a situation where I don't know where I am. But like, it's nice to be able to like have a backup to all of the things. Like, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think? If you had one thing to pick for van life, or what would you pick as a gift?
I think that my pick would go for anything. It would be an elevated staple.
Yeah.
That's what I think the best gifts are, hands down, is elevated staples. Like things that everyone has to have or like buys, but they're not going to necessarily like pay the extra for themselves.
Right.
Like it's a little elevated. Like think about it. Like I'm not going to spend $30 on olive oil for myself. I'm going to go into the supermarket and I'm going to buy the cheapest olive oil, like for the quality that I can get, right? So like
the Portuguese olive oil.
Yeah, the Portuguese olive oil. That's where it's at. But I'm going to go and do that. But there's like some really cool like $30 like trending olive oil, which would make like a great gift.
Yeah.
And like I know that like if I got a fancy olive oil, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and then I would use it, right? So I think that like elevated staples are a 10 out of 10 gift across the board in general.
Right. See, our minds work completely differently. You see that? You're
Why?
like elevated staples. I'm like, if you're stuck, what do you need?
Yeah, I'm like, well, my thing is like what's useful, like that I'm going to use. You know what else is a good gift? We were talking about this before. One of our van life friends gave us a bunch of like fancy tinned fish because she wasn't going to eat it, but like I'm a tinned fish galley. And I was thinking today when we were like brainstorming, I was like, oh my gosh, what a good gift if you have a friend who lives in a van or travels a lot, or like just in general that like likes tinned fish. Like what a fun gift would be like a few cans of like elevated staple, like some really nice tinned fish. Like what a fun gift.
Yeah. Or like Kewpie mayo.
Like Kewpie mayo. But it doesn't have to be food, might I add. Like it could be like a nice like dish towel.
A nice washcloth.
Yeah.
Because you got to scrub when you're at the Planet Fitness. You don't get that many showers. You got to scrub.
Yeah, like I saw recently too, I saw like little metal fish-shaped like bag clips. And I'm like, oh, how cute are those?
Yeah.
Like everyone has to use a couple bag clips. And they're always like ugly and plastic and like gross. And I hate everything about that. But like how nice would get like an elevated like couple little bag clips. Like what a good gift. Because everyone has to use them. So that's my answer, elevated staples.
I think that's it for this week.
That's right. So if you want more from us, you can find us at Rangeless_ on Spotify, YouTube, obviously, TikTok, and Instagram. And until next week, bye.